Snake! Did you like my sunglasses? You point a weapon at your own brother?
Why did you disguise yourself as Master?
So I could manipulate you more easily. And you performed quite well, I must say. Although the boys at the Pentagon are probably saying the same thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Following orders blindly with no questions asked, you've lost your warrior's pride and become nothing more than a pawn snake.
What?
Stopping the nuclear launch, rescuing the hostages, it was all just a diversion.
A diversion?
The Pentagon only needed for you to come into contact with us. That's what killed the Arms Tech president and decoy octopus.
You don't mean...
That's right. You were sent here to kill us so they could retrieve Metal Gear undamaged, along with the bodies of the Genome soldiers. From the beginning, the Pentagon was just using you as a vector to spread Fox dye.
Fox dye? It can't be. Are you telling me Naomi was working with the Pentagon?
They thought she was, but it seems that Dr. Naomi Hunter couldn't be controlled so easily.
What?
We've got a spy working in the Pentagon. He reported that Dr. Hunter altered Fox Dye's program just before the operation, but no one knows how, why. It's true that the Arms Tech president and decoy octopus were killed by Fox Dye, but Oswald, myself, and you, the carrier, were apparently unaffected.
A bug in the virus's programming?
Could be. In any case, if it doesn't kill you, then I'm not worried either. After all, our genetic code is identical.
So it's true. You and I are...
Yes, twins. But we're not ordinary twins. We're twins linked by cursed genes. Les enfants terribles. You're fine. You got all the old man's dominant genes. I got the flawed recessive genes. You stole my chance for revenge. Now I'll finish the work that Father began. I will surpass him. I will destroy him.
You're just like Naomi.
Well, I'm not like you. Unlike you, I'm proud of the destiny that is encoded into my very genes. Yeah. Consider it an honor, a gift from your brother. Now I'll show you the power of movement that will lead us in the 21st century.
It's moving. How do I stop it?
Hello and welcome back to this episode of Shattered Ice Plays. And today we are going to be taking on Metal Gear Rex in the ultimate fight between Solid Snake and a giant walking nuclear robot. And I'd like to just first of all thank you all for joining me on this journey, because we're coming to the end now. So if you've enjoyed these videos, please like, subscribe, all that stuff. It really is appreciated. It's been really nice to see all the pleasant comments and the questions and the answers that I've received throughout the course of this playthrough. And I really, really do hope you've all enjoyed these. I know there's been a fair few rules mistakes, but that's unfortunately just the way it goes sometimes. So, Metal Gear Rex. Let's take a look at his player board. So there's a lot of information on here, as you can see. So I'm just going to summarise them. So, advanced armaments. So what this means is that Rex, he doesn't just draw a boss card on his turn. He also has these special cards, which are face up. So you do know what the next one's going to be, but it basically gives him like a bonus attack. So you have to factor this in as well. So we can already see his first one is going to be called homing missiles, which is a rather nasty one. I'll explain it when we come to it though. So all this advanced armaments really means is Rex is going to be getting kind of 2 attacks against you. vehicle combat. So we saw that with the tank. It's just to do with rotation and everything. Of course, it can't be leapfrogged. And then we have Stomp. Each time Rex enters a player's space, deal 2 damage to them. At the end of Rex's turn, if it shares a space with a player, place a figure in the nearest empty space. So very similar to what the tank did, except the tank only did 1 damage. The Stomp does 2. So also very dangerous. Now, Impregnable Armour. This is the most important one. So depending on which side of Rex we are on, depends what his defense is. So if we're on the right side of him, where his railgun is, we actually can't hurt him. From the front, we have to roll 6s. From the rear, we have to roll 5s. And if we are on his left side, where the radome is, we have to roll 3s. So we want to be on this side to attack him. Now, it is very clear in the rules that this doesn't mean I can be here and attack his left side. You have to be in the rows or columns that are directly to his left. So that can make things a bit tricky. Okay, Recalibrate. When Rex is dealt 3+ damage on a player's turn, reveal the top card of the boss deck and resolve the reaction. Then return it to the bottom of the deck. So reactions, just like a lot of the other bosses have, we want to try and avoid triggering those if we can. And then Homing Missiles. Players whose targets are on the map at the end of their turn roll a black die, moving the target token spaces equal to the result towards their figure by the shortest path. When a target token enters a player's space or completes its move, it deals 1 damage to each player in its space and each adjacent space, and is then removed from the map. So that means these tokens that you might remember from the Sniper Wolf battle will be following Snake around, and if it gets adjacent to him or in his space, then he will take damage. And there is no dice roll there, it's just flat damage. So we're trying to take him on solo, so he's only got 15 health, and that might not sound like a lot, but believe me, this is a difficult battle solo. I've already had several goes at this, and it's hard. It's actually probably, with the exception of maybe the gunship, this is probably the hardest solo boss. I would even say it's the only boss that is probably more difficult with 1 player than it is with multiple. And when you try and do it with Otacon, and it's got 50 health, you know, that is a lot of damage that you have to do to it. And of course it rolls 2 black attack dice. So that is Rex. For the fight against Rex, we have this special action card, Radar Homing Missile Launcher. So the Radar Homing Missile has 3 shots, and it normally attacks with 2 dice. But for each extra action spent, so it's got 1+, you add an extra die. So if you're in a good position, you can spend all 4 dice on this to turn it into a huge attack. Snake has brought to this battle with him 2 sets of rations. I did want to bring the body armour, but I don't think it helps as much as you would expect it to. And we're also bringing the Nikita, because the Nikita will allow us to manipulate missiles into its left side without necessarily having to stand there. Oh, and yeah, you've probably noticed that Metal Gear Rex here is looking very Paper Gear Rex. That's because I didn't get the fancy Integral Edition with the nice miniature. I'm just using the retail edition, and so I got this paper craft Metal Gear Rex, which is actually a pretty cool model. You know, it's obviously it's not as detailed or as fantastic as the miniature that would come with the Integral Edition, but it does its job, and it's pretty imposing as well. It's quite tall, and it's a lot better than the flat cardboard token that comes with the game. So that's everything we need to know. So we are ready to begin. So we're going to start by having Snake dash to here, and then we're going to go for a big hit, hopefully, with the Radar Homing Missile, and we're going to use our remaining 3 actions to upgrade that attack. So it normally gets 2, but we've added 2 missiles to it, so it's going to get 4 shots, and we're attacking it from the front. So unfortunately we do have to roll 6s here, but we've got all of our tokens, so we'll focus if we need to. Oh, wow. Okay, that is a damn good start. I was just saying how hard this was, and then I've just... so I hit him twice. I can use Snake's I Work Alone to turn this into a 6, and I can use Snake's +2 token to turn that into a 6. So it does mean Rex is going to react, but I couldn't have asked for a better start to this. That's 4 damage to him straight away. Okay, so we hit him for 4 damage, and then Rex draws a card and does a reaction. So what does he do? Turn to the right until Rex has line of sight to the most number of players possible, if not already so. If the attacker is in line of sight, attack that player. Okay, so he's already in line of sight of Snake. So basically he's just going to attack him. 5 and 3. That will be 2 hits, but we are going to use our -2 focus token to turn that 3 into a 1. So Snake just takes the 1 damage. Okay, and then it's Rex's turn, so we draw a card for him. Okay, so he moves 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he turns to the right until he has line of sight to the most number of players possible. So he's going to turn, I mean, we know he's going to turn towards Snake, so it doesn't matter whether we turn him left or right. There's only Snake here. And this is what makes Rex such a hard fight. He always turns to the right until he faces players before he attacks. So he really covers this side of himself. Right, so he attacks Snake. And 3 and a 1. We've used our -2, so we can't do anything about that. So Snake takes 1 damage. And then at the end of his turn, we use his special, which is homing missiles. Each player places their target under their figure. And then of course we have to... Oh, so we then put that to the bottom of the deck, and we know his next special is going to be Missile Volley. Attack the farthest player with a black die equal to the number of players. Divide the damage equally among all players. So it's only going to be 1 black die. So his target goes underneath him. And then it's Snake's turn. I think what I'm going to do though is rotate the board so you guys can see where Snake is. Okay, so Snake's pretty badly hurt, or at least he will be if we don't get out of there. So Snake's going to dash, then he's going to dash again, getting to here. And then he's going to use 1 action to eat his rations and deal 2 damage. Now we ideally want the biggest hit we can get on this left-hand side, and we've only got 1 action left. So instead of using the radar homing missiles, we're going to use our first shot from the Nikita. So we place our missile token. In fact, we can place it anywhere adjacent to us, so we're going to place it here. So as long as we get less than a 3, well, a 3 or less, we should be able to hit him. Okay, we get a 5 and a 4, but we can use Snake's I Work Alone to turn that into a 3. So the missile goes 1, 2, 3, and then we move it this way into Rex, and thankfully we don't hurt ourselves. And then Nikita rolls 3 dice. 2 3s and a 2, so that's not as big a hit as I had hoped for, but it does do 2 damage, putting Rex on a total of 6, and fortunately it doesn't trigger his reaction, and now it's his turn. But at the end of Snake's turn we have to roll for his target token, and it rolls a 5, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually that's quite lucky because the way it works... Oh wait, hang on. Oh no, it doesn't move in straight lines, it moves towards him. So that's what I thought it was. So it lands on Snake and it deals him 1 damage. Okay, and then we resolve the card for Rex. So he's going to move 4, turn to the right, and then attack. So he goes 1, 2, 3, and then he hits this wall, so he turns 180 degrees. He goes 4 that way, and then he turns to his right. And unfortunately, he can see Snake, and he is in the target zone. And then he will shoot at Snake. So the 6 and 1, there's nothing we can do about that. So Snake's definitely going to take 1 damage. And then he will use his missile volley. So attack the farthest player with dice equal to the number of players, divide the damage equally among all players. So it's only going to be 1 die. That's another hit. So Snake's in a lot of trouble here. But it's back to Snake's turn. Now the next card that's coming up is the high energy laser, which means he attacks the closest player with 1 die, but he gets a bonus die for each dash action used. So we really don't want to dash here, but we don't want to be this close to Rex either. There's a good chance he'll stomp on us. Well, the first thing we want to do is use our other rations. 2 points of damage. Then we'll use our free sneak to get to here. That's 2 actions. And then we'll use our 3rd action to sneak to here. And we'll try firing the Nikita at him again. So we'll roll our range dice. A 5 and a 2. So 1, 2. And the Nikita flies into Rex. And we roll our damage dice. And that was another 2 damage to Rex. Putting him on 8 damage. And it doesn't trigger his reaction. So we will go on to Rex's turn. What do we do? 8 rations. Sneaked. Free sneaked. We've got 1 action left over. So we're going to refresh our -2 focus token. And then it's Rex's turn. So turn to the right until Rex has line of sight to the most number of players possible, if not already so. And then he moves 3. Oh, so he's already facing towards Snake. Oh, that's really good, because he turned first. So actually, because he's already got Snake in his line of sight, because he's already facing in that direction, he's just going to move 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's a massive, massive blunder by Rex there, because he can't attack us now. And we resolve his motion tracking high energy laser. Attack all players in line. Oh wow, that's worked out so well for us, because we're not even in his line of sight anymore. Oh, that couldn't have gone better. That's absolutely perfect. So we've got 2 missiles left on the radar homing missile. Now the thing is, do we go for 1 big attack against him using all 4 actions? Or do we try and do smaller attacks and stop him from reacting? Yeah, I think the smarter thing to do here is to try and avoid him reacting. Or is it really tempting to do that 1 big attack? So we need to find a way to do 7 damage to Rex, and then we can finish him. Okay, we're gonna chance this. Our first action, we're gonna fire one of our radar homing missiles at him, but we're only going to use 1 action. So we roll 2 dice. We really want these 2 dice to hit. So we only need 3s. The 6 and 5. That's 2 hits, which puts Rex on a total of 10 damage. Oh, I've miscounted. Oh no. Oh, we need to do 5 damage to him still. So now we need to do 5 damage to him, which means we can use our remaining 3 actions to use our last radar homing missile. Oh, but it'll only roll 4 dice. Oh, so we can't kill him. Oh no. Okay, so I've miscalculated there. We're not going to use all of our actions. What we're going to do is use 1 action to fire another radar homing missile at him. That's our last radar homing missile. With a 4 and an alert. but we can convert. No, we might want to keep that reroll. Yeah. Okay, so we're only going to do 1 damage to him. So he's on 11 damage, and then. So his next special is going to be attack all players in line of sight with a black die rolled individually. For each inactive focus token, he gains +1 black die. So we only have 1 inactive focus token at the minute. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to dash to here to get behind him, and then we're going to use our last action to refresh our free sneak. And then it will be Rex's turn. So Rex moves 2, turns to the right until he has line of sight to the most number of players. So that does mean he's going to go 1, 2, and then he's going to turn to the right. So he's actually going to turn and end up facing us this way. So I'm just going to rotate the board again. And then unfortunately his firing lanes are those not in his same row or column. So he's going to hit Snake. Oh, so he gets 2 hits on Snake. Yeah, we'll take the 2 damage. Because now when he fires his 30mm rotary cannons, all of our focus tokens are refreshed. So he's only going to roll 1 die. Okay, he rolls a 4, that's okay, because we can use our -2 focus token to turn it into a 2. So we're still alive. Okay, now we need to do 4 damage to him. But we're out of homing missiles. And we've only got 1 Nikita rocket left. So we're going to have to survive another turn against him, I think. Because we can't even get him with the Nikita from here. What's his next special going to be? Okay, his next special is going to be the homing missiles. So that's not too much to worry about. And we're back to the start of his boss deck, which I'm pretty sure he fired straight down in front of him. So we're going to go for these missiles up here. We're going to dash, 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 and then we'll use our sneak focus token to move to there, and then we'll reload our radar missiles. Hopefully he doesn't kill us here. Okay, so turn to the right until Rex has line of sight to the most number of players possible. So he already has line of sight to Snake, unfortunately. So he's going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to attack. Oh, so we need him to miss with both of these shots. We have got a reroll though. So, and he gets a 1 and a 2. Oh dear, that's bad news for him. That's real bad news for him. So we need to do 4. Oh, his we've got his homing missiles, haven't we? So Snake's target is placed back on the board. So we don't need to worry about that just yet. We need to do 4 damage to him. Now, if you remember, I said you have to be in the same rows or columns directly to his left or right. So he's not impregnable from this point. We can shoot at him with the radar homing missiles from here. And we could pile everything into 1 attack, rolling 5 dice, but we would need 4 6s, which is, it's not likely to happen. I mean, it happened at the start. I don't think it's going to happen at the end. But he's always going to turn towards us. It's going to be really hard to get behind him. Okay, we have got our reroll, and we can use I work alone. So I'm not confident I can get that attack on him. Okay, we're going to refresh our -2, and then we can't risk being hit by this either. Oh, this is going to be close. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to dash, and then dash again, and then with our last action, We're going to dash to here. We're going to hope this can't catch us, and then Rex hopefully isn't going to shoot us, and then we might be able to get round and hit him in this side. So we roll for the target token, and with a 3, 1, 2, 3. Thankfully it doesn't get to us. And then we draw Rex's card. Okay, move 5, turn to the... Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it turns to the right until it can see, yep. And then we are luckily... I'll just turn the board again. And then we got so incredibly lucky there that we are out of his range of attack. Which means we have a very good chance of finishing him off. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to sneak 1. Oh. He would use his missile volley this time though, wouldn't he? I forgot to put the homing missiles to the bottom. So it's only 1 die that he's going to fire at us. But it is a 6, so we're going to have to use our reroll on that. And we reroll it to a 2. Okay, so Snake's going to dash 1, or he's going to sneak 1. It doesn't really matter. He's going to move 1 space. So we're going to fire 1 radar homing missile at him with 1 action. And go 5 and a 4, which is 2 damage to Rex. So we need to do 2 more damage now. So we'll fire our next radar homing missile at him. And this time we get a 4 and a 2. So unfortunately that's only 1 damage to him. But we can use I Work Alone to add +1 to that 2, making it a hit, and that destroys Rex's radome.
Did that do it?
Damn! Nice try, Snake inside!
Hurry! Get away! Great Fox. The name from long ago. It sounds better than Deep Throat. So it is you. You look terrible, Snake. You haven't aged well.
I'll send you back to hell!
Fox, why? What do you want from me? I'm a prisoner of death. Only you can free me. Fox, stay out of this. What about Naomi? She's hell-bent on taking revenge for you. Naomi? You're the only one who can stop her. No, I can't. Why? Because I'm the one who killed her parents. I was young then, and couldn't bring myself to kill her too. I felt so bad that I decided to take her with me. I raised her like she was my own blood to soothe my guilty conscience. Even now she thinks of me as her brother. Fox, from the outside, we might have seemed like a happy brother and sister. But every time I looked at her, I saw her parents' eyes staring back at me. Tell her for me. Tell her that I was the one who did it.
There you are!
We're just about out of time. Here's a final present from Deep Throat. I'll stop it from moving. Fox!
We don't hunt foxes, we hunt jackals. Instead of foxhounds, we use royal harriers.
Fox.
How strong is that exoskeleton of yours? Snake, are you just going to sit by and watch him die?
Cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. You destroyed the radome.
Impressive! You are indeed worthy of the codename Fox, but now you're finished!
No! Fire the stinger!
Fox, can you really shoot? You'll kill him too!
Die! Snake, we're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least I always fought for what I believed in. Snake, farewell.
Foolish man. He prayed for death, and it found him. You see, you can't protect anyone, not even yourself. Die!
And that is the end of the campaign. At least it's the end of the official campaign, because you really didn't think I was going to end things here. So we have one more VR mission, which we are going to use to replace the escape sequence at the end of the video game. But there is also one thing that greatly disappointed me about this game, and that is the iconic battle that takes place between Solid and Liquid. They're going to fall off there. Yep, they're not going to stand there. And that is the iconic battle that takes place between Liquid and Solid on top of the destroyed Metal Gear Rex. So I've designed my own personal mission to do that, and that is going to be our next episode. So for those of you who have come this far into the campaign with me, again, thank you very much. Thank you to all the subscribers, thank you for all the nice comments. Again, please do subscribe, do comment, do like, do all those things. The interaction's great. I love hearing your guys' thoughts. If I made any mistakes in this battle, please let me know. I'm pretty sure I did it right. But yeah, it took a good few goes, that one. I got stomped on by Rex quite a few times. And that will be it for the big boss of the game, as it were. So we defeat Rex, and now Snake is going to call Mailing to save his progress, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
What can I do for you, Snake?